I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious.
What's going on, people? Welcome to day 2 at IMR. Today I am out on the S1000RR. About to go out for the first session of the day. I have a brand new, you can't see it because the tire warmers are on there, but I got a brand new Metzler on the back, so won't be doing anything spectacular, but the first couple of sessions as I scrub in that rear tire aren't going to be much. So I'll be back in just a few. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the next day. I'm at home. Obviously, I got the BMW up on the lift. I just wanted to show you guys or share with you the damage from yesterday's crash. So let me walk on over here. I'll flip the camera around. And all of the damage is over here on the right side of the bike because bike didn't flip. I went down in turn 4 and it just slid. Both of us just slid. My leathers are over there. I'll show you that in a minute. But not bad. Actually, I rode the bike back to the pits. Everything seemed fine. So let's go over the damage. So obviously here on the exhaust, we got some grinding down here. The strap is still riveted at a little half a rivet here, and obviously on the top, and then there's a rivet down here. So this is okay. It didn't get the link pipe at all, so we're good here, and it didn't bend this in at all. So the clearance is still okay. So all is good there. We do have some rash right here on the rear set peg, and obviously on the toe as well. We got a little rash there, but otherwise both of these are okay. So hats off to Attack Performance for making an awesome set of rear sets. This is replaceable, but as you can see, I still have plenty of peg there, but I could replace this if I wanted to. But both of those are okay, not bent. We'll get to the timing cover in a second. Nothing up here on the front. All is good there. We'll talk about the tire in a minute. You can see we got a little rash right here on the upper fairing. And then we have some rash, actually this was like this before I turned it, but we got some rash here on the bar end slider, as well as the brake lever guard, and just a little bit, you guys can see right here on the lever. Let me lift that up. Right there on the lever, but otherwise the lever is okay. It's not bent, not damaged in any way, shape, or form other than that little sliding rash on the end. Believe it or not, the Woodcraft lever guard is actually, even though we got a hole in it, it's clearly ground down. It's still very sturdy and can be used. So I'm in no rush to change that. I may replace it with a GB Racing, or I may go with another Woodcraft, because this one seemed to hold up pretty well, even though it's ground down here. And then on the end here, we have our GB Racing bar and slider. It's obviously through, and you could see the little metal piece right there, but it didn't get, obviously the clip-on didn't damage that at all. So technically I could do that and be fine again. So obviously the right side of the fairing here took most of the damage. So it's ground down here. We'll talk about that bolt in a second, but it's obviously ground down here. But the fairing overall is intact. I do have another fairing over there on that wall right there. So if I wanted to replace this one, I could. But most of the damage, as you can see here, is limited to the timing cover and the protective cover that I have over it. There's a little spot on here on the water pump. I actually think that was there prior to, because there's no scuffing here. So I think that was there. I don't think that's part of the crash. But as you can see, this is an R&G protective cover, similar to this one. But this is for the timing cover. And as you can see, it ground down 4 of these bolts. So this one, this one, this one, and this one are all gone. This cover is currently held on with 1 bolt, and the timing cover behind it is held on with 3 bolts. So there's 1 there, here, and then obviously 1 behind here. Obviously it went all the way through this protective cover, and we got the case, and it ground down these 4 aluminum bolts. So I'll have to do some drilling and tapping. I already have another cover, both the protective cover as well as the stock OEM timing cover on the way here now. So hopefully they'll be here next week, or maybe sometime soon. My next track day is this coming weekend, April 4th and 5th. So I'll be riding the MV out at Podium Club in Casa Grande. Technically, I could still ride this the coming weeks. I probably will not because I am concerned with this cover. And even though it went through, I don't think it's, you know, the cover is unusable, but I have to get these 4 bolts replaced. Like I said, the timing cover behind it is only held on with 3 bolts right now, and there should be 7 total. So that's probably the main reason why I won't run this next week. But let's take a look at a couple of other items that were damaged that I can replace. So when I went down on the right side, you could see that it just, you know, this tire did not rotate. It went down and just slid on the ground. So I got a nice flat spot right there. That's not ideal when I go to tip into a right-hand corner. That won't work. That's probably not good at all. So that needs to be replaced. Luckily for me, I have a bunch of takeoffs up there that I can use. And then this rear tire, hopefully this will come through, but I'm gonna rotate the rear tire here, and you can see that I have pretty good wear. You know, there is, you know, some splatter marks, like, you know, paint spatter over here on the left side, but pretty much I have uniformity across the tire. This was a brand new Metzler, by the way. It only had a few laps on it. As you can see, I got wear all the way down the end, all the way down to the edge, and we got little balls of buildup, which is actually okay. But as I rotate this around here, you're going to notice something right here. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you guys can see that. There is a pattern. Like, this is where I went down and it slid out. So interesting, what I thought happened after I went down, everyone, you know, they bring out the truck, and, you know, there are a couple of corner marshals there, and they're like, are you okay, you okay, you okay? So yeah, I'm telling them that I'm okay. You know, I'm showing I got my leathers on, I'm giving them the thumbs up, and, you know, doing all the things that says I'm fine, no worries over here with me. Then, you know, eventually one of the guys comes over and goes, what happened? And I immediately thought that I had lost the front, because the bike just went down and we slid down the track. It didn't flip, nothing like that. And typically when you just get a low side, you lose the front. But after I got back to the pit and I watched the video, it was clear that I got on the throttle a little too early as I was still leaned over, and a little too hard, and I lost the rear end. You'll hear it as I play the clip here, but you'll hear it go, and then I just lose the rear end. Back end slides out, comes around, and then we both just go sliding down the track. And I think, you know, I just lost traction right in here, just using too much of this tire. I don't know if it's the profile, because over on the MV, I'm running a 260 series 17 on the rear, whereas on the BMW, the Metzler only makes this in a 255. They don't make a 260. So this, the profile of the tire is a lot shorter, whereas the 60 is a little bit taller. They're both the same width, roughly, but the 60 is a little bit taller, so you get a little bit more side contact patch, where this 55 is a little bit shorter. So I don't know if that was the case, or I just ran out of talent. Who knows? I don't know. I felt like I was riding pretty well, and the bike just sort of went out on me. I had several laps on this tire. So I think that was session 4 where I went down. So I had 3 sessions prior, because this was a brand new sticky tire, unused, not a takeoff. Still had the stickers on it, in fact. So I had 3 sessions on this. So this tire was very well broken in, ready to go. So it wasn't like, you know, I was doing this on the second lap of a very new tire. It was session number 4. So we were several laps in, and that wasn't the case. But yeah, I think I just ran out of talent, made a mistake, bike went down. But ultimately, overall, the bike is okay. I am going to check the front wheel. I was binding a little bit. Let me show you something up there. So up front here, normally, I mean, this is probably back to normal right now. This is spinning pretty good, and I don't have any issues. But as you can see, I'm maybe, what is that? Maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch before the bottom. And I think the bump stop is actually right about there, or maybe a little bit higher at about 1 inch. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty close, if I haven't already, I'm pretty close to bottoming out there. So I probably need to dial in a little bit more compression so I could stay off of that a little bit. But I don't know if that caused the issue. like I said, this is an after fact. This is once the bike went down, it was sliding across the track and the front wheel was not rotating. But we didn't get the rotor, we didn't get the forks, the stanchion, nothing like that. Everything is spinning. I don't know if you guys can see that, but we're not warped. There are no issues there. Didn't get the caliper. There's no damage in here. There's, like I said, just that little corner here and then up here and then all of this. Now, let's talk about this. This is one of the engine mounting bolts here. And prior to this event, I had a set of these frame sliders. These are RNG, obviously, frame sliders, and I had a set of these on here. And I took these off because if you guys are rocking with me for a long time, you'll know that a couple years ago at New York safety track, I went down on the opposite side, and I had those frame sliders on at the time. And what happens is the bolt bent, and I had a little bit of tiny frame damage right in here. And I didn't want that to happen again. The bike didn't flip or anything, but so I took those off and I replaced them with the stock bolts. And as you can see, this, when it went down on the right side, this pushed in and it just ground down, and we got a little bit of the frame here, but it ground down the head of this bolt pretty good. So this should be a Torx head bolt, and it should look like that. And you can see it's not down to the shoulder here. It's pretty close. I don't know if you guys could see that. It's not quite down to the shoulder, but it's probably only, maybe 2-3 millimeters off that. But this is what it should look like. And I'll show that to you over here on the left side. This, you can see how far the head of this bolt sticks out past the frame. And the other side was supposed to be exactly like that. It's supposed to be, just like this one. And that one is gone. So I don't need to do anything with it right now, but we got a little bit of grinding on the frame right here. But that bolt, clearly, I'm going to need to like drill and tap it or weld something on top of it so that I can remove that bolt, get that out, and replace it with these, because I already have a couple of other ones. I ordered these a while ago when I went to replace this. So what do you guys think? I've heard mixed reviews on frame sliders. What do you guys think? Are you in favor of frame sliders? You anti-frame sliders? There are some people that say, hey, they just cause the bike to flip. Other people say, no, they protect the frame. So I'm on the fence right now. I think I'm leaning towards no frame sliders. I don't think I'm going to put these back on. So before I go, sorry about that. Obviously I popped the protective cover off the timing cover here. You can see that's pretty melted, no good. But the good news is that I only have to drill and tap one bolt. So this one, you can see the cover, a little scuffed, but not terrible. Again, I've already have a new one on order. So I got to drill and tap that one. This one, there's still enough head there that I could unscrew. This one is just going to turn right out, even though it lost the head, turns right out. And then this one is loose enough for me to turn as well. So I should, this one I'll be able to get out as well. Yeah, so there you go. So that one has enough of a head. I will, there we go. Loosen that one up, and then this one will come out, and I will have to drill and tap that one, and then the cover will come off, and then that one should be good. So anyway, that's enough of me yapping. So here's some footage of day 2 on the BMW, and obviously you already got to see the previews of the crash, but you'll get to see all of the good stuff, what led up to that and so forth. And leave me some comments in the bottom. Let me know how you think I was riding, if I did something that was obvious while I went down. I only had footage from the front camera that was mounted here. So that was the Ace Pro. So that's the footage you're going to see now. Leave me comments below. Let me know what you think happened, even though you can hear it. But let me know what you think happened, or if I was doing something, or if you heard something in there, or saw something that was obvious. Sorry I didn't have other angles and so forth, but it is what it is. Anyway, until next time, guys, take care.
You okay? Okay. Just the bump coming out of there. Low sided. Okay, okay. No big deal. Let her check you out. Yep. Yeah. Let's roll it up just in case it leaks.
George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet.